Hi, I'm Sam at Freedom Here and Now, and this is how to think negatively and grow rich. Now, it might seem a little bit strange to be using tapping techniques that work on energy, such as EFT, to deal with something as seemingly worldly as money and wealth. But the reality is that those are such emotional things in our current world and the way of thinking and being that we have, that actually they are really, really useful things to work on to start to uncover all sorts of emotional stuff that you can start to resolve. It might also seem a bit weird to be focusing on the negative, because we're always told in the personal development world that we have to focus on positive outcomes, focus on what we want, and at all times try and avoid these dreaded negative thoughts. But guess what? Whether you focus on them or not, they're already there. And if you're avoiding them and trying to pretend they don't exist, then chances are they're a key part of what's sabotaging you from what's getting what you want. So you might as well make the most of them and take advantage of them and use them to actually move you forwards, because I guarantee you within those negative thoughts actually lie the most powerful opportunities for your personal change and growth. So this is specifically focused on working with money and wealth. So what I want you to do is, firstly, just think of something that's not as you want it with your money situation right now. Examples could be, I'm not earning as much as I need to pay all my bills, or my business isn't doing very well, or whenever I get money, I just spend it all and can't keep hold of it. So first of all, write that statement down, whatever it is. Got that? Cool. Right, so the next thing to do is actually work out what that means for you. So write which means that, I am, or the world is, or it's not, or something like that. So things might be, I'm bad with money, or I'm not capable of earning enough to support myself, or the world economy is knackered and it's really difficult to make a good living nowadays. So whatever that means, write that down. And what you're actually doing here is starting to uncover some beliefs. Now, you might want to be tapping at this point, so just use the finger tapping, simple tapping on the nail beds of one hand while you're doing this. You can use the full rounds of tapping if you know them. If you want to watch one of my other videos, I'll show you that. Just do that, because some of this can be quite emotional stuff, and it could actually start to you could start to well up, which we're actually going to come to in a minute, because what I want you to do is focus on the statement that you've written down. So, for example, I'm not earning enough to do the things I love, and that means I'm just not capable of having the life that I want. Then once you've done that, notice the feelings that start to arise in your body. And it could be, you might start feeling angry or sad or disappointed. Notice where it is in your body as well. Maybe give it a size, shape and a colour and a score out of 10. And then just really focus on that statement and that feeling, and just start tapping either the finger points, or you can do the full rounds. And just noticing any changes as you focus and concentrate specifically on the feelings. Take a breath. And just check in with the feeling again. You might want to start actually doing some tapping and saying the full phrase, such as, I'm not good with money, I'm not good enough with money, that makes me feel sick in my stomach, or makes me feel this blue sadness in my heart. Whatever it is. And then once you've done a round, just take a deep breath, check in, see where you are. So it may be that actually the way you feel has changed. And then when you look at that statement, some possibility might have opened up. So you might be, yeah, right, it could have led to something like, well, right now I'm not earning what I want to, but it is possible that I might be able to in the future, or something like that. And then once you start doing that, and when you start changing these feelings, you can start to evaluate the statement and then think about the actions, the real world actions that you can actually take to start to move forwards. If you do this and actually start to create these actions and then tap on the negative feelings that come up, the negative thoughts, until those negative thoughts don't really have a significant emotional sting to them anymore, it just becomes much easier for you to move forwards. Of course, you having used your negative thoughts to find your way there in the first place. So, of course, action is key. You've got to take the action. It's possible that you could something amazingly lucky and fortuitous could happen. Then, of course, you've still got to buy that lottery ticket if that's the way you want this to happen. Go for it if you do. Or you could look at ways to actually move forward in a powerful way to create the wealth that you want. So that's the process. If what can happen is that you might find that some memories start to get stirred up from these using these techniques, and those can be quite quite powerful. So if some specific memories come up, then you can do something. You can work with them using the EFT movie technique, possibly with a timeline to work along through all your memories that lead to those beliefs. Or you can use matrix re-imprinting, which is a more advanced form of EFT where you actually get to change the memories in a way that becomes really supportive and empowering to your younger self and also your current self as well, without denying what actually originally happened, though. It's not a brainwashing technique. It just enables you to feel subconsciously more able to deal with things that remind you of that now. And then once you start doing this, create the actions and move forward. If you don't know those techniques, then it's a really good opportunity to work with a practitioner who will be able to very quickly help you to move through those sorts of blocks and start creating wealth, financial wealth possibly if that's important to you, but also wealth in all the other areas of your life, because these deep core beliefs will also be affecting you in your relationships, in your performance, in things that are important to you, and just the way that you are in the world. So it's funny where money can lead, and I highly recommend that you use these sorts of techniques to move through that. If you want to find out any more about this, I run quite regular wealth and prosperity events currently in the UK, and I also do one-to-one wealth and prosperity coaching for people who want to work on these kinds of issues. So get in touch with me. I'd love to let you know more about it. So it's me, Sam Neffendorf, Freedom Here and Now, tapping you into success and wealth.